The State Department of Housing is really where the supply of the jobs and the opportunities lie. So the people that are graduating here today, and we have got 203 of them, some physically here and some not here. These are people who work very hard. They wake up every day to eke a living. And for a long time, they could not get opportunities outside their localities because they don't have a certificate. This is a great moment for them. And to the 203 of you, together with the rest of the graduates, congratulations. Going forward, Your Excellency, allow me just to highlight where the opportunities lie within the housing sector. As His Excellency the President was assenting to the Affordable Housing Bill, which is now the Act, we say that we have got 103,000 housing units opportunities across the whole country. If we take that on average, one unit requires 2 to 3 direct jobs and 5 indirect jobs. I'm sure you graduates, you can be able to work out how many opportunities lie, they're lying await for you. Your Excellency, we are also building markets. As I stand here, we have already awarded 159 ESP markets in the same number of constituencies across the country. So again, those markets are going to be built by yourselves, and we are going to make sure that as you finish building them, you will also get your certification. The difference, Your Excellency, that this recognition of prior learning does to majority of the people who work on our sites is that it is very difficult for them to leave the site and go for a formal training because they eat what they make that day. And what the 203 graduates in the affordable housing program in our 2 sites, this is only 2 sites, in Roiro and Kibera, Your Excellency, NITA went to site. The assessment that was done, I think we can give NITA a round of applause because the assessment that was done, Your Excellency, was the assessor will check how you're laying, if you're a mason, how are you laying the stones.
We have entrepreneurs from this particular group. I'm also happy to know that additional instruments to aid implementation of the policy have also been developed. This, Your Excellency, includes a policy framework where we also have TVETA with their standards, we have NITA, we have other guides and tools for purposes of accreditation, which we have said we will be able to be facilitative and make it easier for anybody who will be able to apply for the same. It is my trust that with this formalizational process, all the RPL actors will work collectively and provide additional opportunities for the RPL applicants. We include workers and the runners of all ages, unemployed people, refugees, immigrants, and other marginalized groups to be able to uplift and enhance their skills in this. You heard the reason we had here young people, and we appreciate you for dedicating your time to apprenticeship, and now you will be walking away with the fruits of your labor. Well done. Pongezi kubwa. I want to encourage the remaining 924 candidates, and not only them, including those who have not applied, Your Excellency, that we are going to embark on a program countrywide where we will be able to register and make sure that we have as many as possible getting certification so that they can be able to find employment, and even when they want to go for further training, they can be able to go to for further training. Because one other thing, Your Excellency, that you and His Excellency, the President, have done is also enhancing access, because we now have the Open University of Kenya, such that don't limit yourself. Once you get those qualifications, You can proceed, you do your diploma, and we are offering those courses in the Open University of Kenya. You can be able to run from the comfort of your home, and you can be able to get a degree, and opportunities are open. You can even be able to proceed up to PhD level. Your Excellency, therefore, I hope the 924 will also be able to get their certificates in a few weeks or months to come. Let them not give up. There are only few areas where we said they will be able to fill the gaps, and then from there we will be able to give them the certificates. Your Excellency, again, to say that in this particular sector, with my PSS, we have also gone ahead to make sure that indeed the sub-sector of TVET, the one which is going to produce the required manpower in this country. And you know what we had there before, a lot of theory. We have said no, we must have more practical in our TVET institutions, and that's why, Your Excellency, again, I thank you with His Excellency the President, because we had to reinstate CIDAC. CIDAC is the one which has the mandate of designing and developing the curriculum, and also administration of the exams, and we are now on the right path, the right trajectory, and we are making sure that we will be able to produce the very best from our TVET institutions. And finally, Your Excellency, we have also had CPET, where the same we have in CPC, we are now ensuring that it is getting entrenched in our TVET institutions, and also dual running in our TVET institutions, which is a combination of practical and theory. And for sure, Kenya is one country in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, that is going to produce the best technicians and will offer the best not only in the region, but internationally. Can we?
Thank you very much, Mkono Juu. We also have the National Treasurer General of the Juakali Sector Federation, Mutiti Munyiri, who has been a councillor for 15 years. Thank you very much. We have Ochoe, Councillor Ochoe, who was also a mayor, from a mayor to a Juakali Sector artisan, Your Excellency. That was a mayor, and now he's a Juakali Sector artisan. Thank you very much. We also have the National Vice Chair, who is also the representative for Nairobi, Mr. Joseph Kesoro. Thank you very much kwa kuangalia Nairobi. Your Excellency, we have our newest baby in the Juakali sector, the Affordable Housing National Juakali Contractors Association, represented today here by Mr. Mbuti, the national coordinator. He's there. They are working very closely with the housing sector. We have given them to the housing sector to assist there. Your Excellency, we have RPL champions in the Juakali sector. We have the 8 regions where we conducted this pilot, but just allow me to mention 3 champions. Rose Onditi from Kisumu. Where is Rose Onditi from Kisumu? Your Excellency, that lady manufactures sprinklers, and she exports in the region. She exports in the 13 countries. We normally take her across the countries. She has lifted the flag of the country up. We have Irene from Mombasa. Madam, Your Excellency, Madam Irene is a mechanic, and she can remove an engine and sort it out and return it without being assisted by any man. She's a mechanic. Makofi kwa mama wetu. Your Excellency, you have met our champion for textiles outside there, the lady from Kitale. And today, we have a special youth from Turkana, Loro Ezekiel Emmanuel, who has been awarded by the COG as a TVET Skills Ambassador and an awardee of the Presidential Innovations Award. Asante sana. Your Excellency, every morning, millions of skilled Kenyans with no papers flock to industrial areas and other work sites across the country in search of jobs that underpay them terribly for their skills due to lack of recognized certification. The tile fitters, for example, the people who get contracts to fill their tile, the tile in your homes, they're the people with papers but no skills. The people who do that job, they are the skilled artisan but no papers. That is what this is going to crush today, Your Excellency. Our plumbers, our fitters of wood and metal, our furniture makers, our Juakali sector car repairers, and Your Excellency, most of the cars that you people take to the garages, the renowned garages, they end up being sorted by the Juakali sector. You give the people with the certificates, but because they have the certificates, they later, once you go, they call the people without the certificate, but with the skills to come and sort your vehicles. And that is what we have today here. The artisans operate on different skills level and has absorbed the majority of the unfortunate dismissal from the private sector companies and organizations. The Juakali sector is currently the single largest employer in this country, Your Excellency. In this country, the Juakali sector, which is part of the larger informal economic sector, employs 20.1 million, if you look at your records. The formal sector, where my colleague, Madam Jacqueline sits, the people with the pay slips, they employ 1.9 million. The public sector employs 928,000, just less than a million. The other bigger chunk is represented by these gentlemen here. While the Juakali sector and Kenyans at large are celebrating this major milestone, we feel, Your Excellency, that it is important to put to context and give some synopsis of this journey. Your Excellency, even with this legal and policy framework in place, it has not been easy for the Juakali sector to be fully appreciated by the education sector. The education people are still yet to reform their mind and attitude about the Juakali sector. The informal Juakali sector has for years been stigmatized and looked down upon by the formal education and training assessment systems that project certificates as a privilege and preserve for only those who have been to school. Your Excellency, we were reminded here yesterday that Juakali sector is a God-given skill. We were also reminded here that the Noah's Ark was constructed and built by the Juakali artisans then, and there were no polytechnics that time, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we have presented a proposal to the PS for TVETs for approval on how to work together with the Juakali sector and the TVET institutions across the country in collaboration with Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions. And you have just directed that we work together to clear that. We are going to do that, sir. This proposal framework also provides on how we intend to support the government in implementing a number of flagship programs, including the affordable housing programs, where our very able champion, PS, Mr. Inga, I'm sure he's going to speak a bit. Mr. Inga believed in our skills. It was difficult. It was said that we are not able to produce quality products. Inga refused with us, supported us. Makofi kwa Inga tafadhali is going to speak about that. Under the framework, we shall also be requesting that the government to consider appointing members of the Juakali sector into the boards of governors and council of national polytechnics so that this relationship is consummated properly. With a comprehensive policy framework, millions of skilled artisans in Kenya will have a decent, fulfilling, as well as commensurate paying and adequately compensating career. Finally, Your Excellency, allow me to thank you most sincerely for agreeing to enhance the relationship between the government and the Juakali sector by instituting a new strategy for informal sector transformation.
This Juakali sector, the people who actually have the skills are the industry where we will have our students as TVET 70% of the time. And Your Excellency, we are twinning our students, our institutions to the industry. And the industry in this country, Your Excellency, sio zile vitu zinatoa moshi. This is our industry. And we are twinning with them. KICC, who are present here this afternoon, are working very closely with us so that we ensure we twin our institutions to the industry so that kidogo, our students are in the institutions, most of the time they are going to be in industry. And we thank the government of the Republic